Absolutely. I mean, I really appreciated seeing that, especially given that, there's a bit of a story that sort of floats around that where a lot of people say, oh, well, you really can't get more than a very small amount unless you have like physical products, and that it was very refreshing to see that you are actually able to buck that trend, go for a lower consumption model, and still raise over, I believe it was $112,000 to get this project up off the ground.
Yeah.
So, I mean, obviously you're trying to do the project by the sort of the values of the environmental message that you're putting forward. Have you found that there was much overlap between how you got people to take action on something like your Kickstarter campaign versus obviously trying to get people to take action on these larger environmental issues?
Well, I mean, we get feedback every day through our Facebook page, our Vimeo link, and our YouTube links. Even through Twitter, we get feedback every day when someone sees one of our video blog posts or our trailer, which is quite awakening. They're affected profoundly, some in a very devastating way, and some in a way that they just want to immediately take action and help, and what could they do to help? Do we need any volunteers? I mean, the outreach is just amazing. We get daily emails, multiple emails. The outpouring of help is just incredible. So I feel like the luckiest producer in the world to be able to produce content that has such an important message.
So,
a vital message.
So how do you plan on, okay, firstly there's the Kickstarter campaign, which then after that you're hoping people will see and share the film, and then obviously you're hoping that they're going to go beyond just viewing the film to actually taking some kind of action in the world afterwards. How are you looking at encouraging people to go from, okay, I'm going to be a backer, to, you know what, I'm actually going to try and do something about this issue?
Well, I think that will... I would think that anyone that's profoundly affected by the visuals that our film brings, it will have some sort of effect on their daily behaviors. If it means not going and buying another bottle of single-use plastic-filled water or a soda that's bottled in plastic, and carrying your own glass jar instead, or it's very hard. Obviously, single-use plastic is very much in our lives, and it's very hard to escape in many ways. And if everybody that watches our film just changed their behaviors in a slight way, I think that would have an effect. If everyone that lives in a coastal town, went out, once a month and got a group of friends and did some kind of beach cleanup, or, just living in a conscious world versus living and not knowing what happens in the world outside of your own proximity. So.
Absolutely. So, obviously that requires getting people in front of your film. The Kickstarter campaign has gone a large way towards that. I believe you had over 1,600 backers and presumably many more people actually looking at it. How do you look at taking the attention that the Kickstarter campaign got for Midway, the film,
Mm-hmm.
and sort of continuing that afterwards. Like, have you used the Kickstarter campaign to build a larger mailing list so you can keep contacting people? Have you been funneling people through to social media so you can keep them aware of the issues over there? Like, what's really the strategy for keeping the larger campaign going now that the Kickstarter campaign is over?
Well, the 1,646 new friends that we have, to be exact, I think that's the exact number at least, we engage with, monthly or bi-weekly little newsletters and updates. Those are our friends. Those are our family. And we add that to our existing family. And obviously, as we get closer to the release date of our film, we'll just keep engaging them. I mean, these are our friends. These are our fans. These are people that are very excited and eager to see us finish our film. The Kickstarter campaign, by the way, was just a small portion of our overall budget. We obviously didn't want to go on to Kickstarter asking for some really astronomical number. So it's just a small portion of our overall budget. I'm actually here today writing 4 grants that are due at the end of the month, 4 proposals.
So can I just ask then, how did you actually decide the goal amount that you were setting, given that if it's not the entire amount, and at the same time it's a large enough number that if you look at Kickstarter's own statistics, it's a tiny percentage of projects that manage to raise over $100,000?
Well, I knew as an advantage we had this fan base, and we also have a pretty provocative trailer, visually provocative trailer. But more so, we had already engaged this fan base. So we were able, we just hedged a bet, really. I mean, we tossed around numbers. There was a couple of us on the team to decide what number to put up. I kept saying a lower number. Some people were higher numbers. We settled on the $100,000 goal. So, there was a lot of back and forth, and it wasn't just myself, but it was, and there wasn't any major formula either, but, we do have a decent fan base on Facebook, and we have a lot of views of our trailer. We have actually almost 6 million views of the trailer alone.
Wow.
So we don't, so we were very privileged in that area to have an interested fan base.